In the burqa? Yes or no? What do you think of the burqa? I've seen women everywhere hate it. It's oppressive. It's not good. But there's a few news stories to cover today that are, these are look far out there, basically crazy stuff. Don't know what's going on with this world. You'll have to let me know what you think. But what we start with is like two men, believe it or not, planned untold harm with an attack on the Jewish community. I don't know what's getting into these people's heads, but you know, Islam. But we're allowed to say that. Are we allowed to say that? I don't know. Know what the problem is, but I'll show you the article. I will share the screen so you can see what I can see. It's absolutely nuts. I don't get what this. Excuse me. I don't know what the thing is with Islam. I mean, blimey, couldn't be any more faker if you tried. But no, Jew hatred, banning the burqa is a step in the right direction. Because, as we know, Muslims like to bully, force their ideology on people, and it's not right. And oppressing women in 2025, do they still think it's 700 AD or something? Absolutely crazy. But a trial accusing two men of planning untold harm and mass fatalities with an attack on members of the Jewish community in Manchester has been interrupted by an outburst from one of the defendants. Makes you laugh because we had that with the Julia Wandout court case. She had a good old shout out as well. Walid Soudeh, 38, and Amir Hussein, 52, are accused of preparing acts of terrorism between the 13th of December 2023 and the 9th of May 2024. Preston Crown Court heard the two men bought assault rifles, handguns, and hundreds of rounds of ammunition as they prepared for a suicide attack on the Jewish community in Manchester. What is going on with Manchester? Manchester Arena, Manchester Synagogue, and then we have this planned mass Jew suicide attack attempt, which luckily was foiled. What is it with Manchester? Opening the case on Wednesday, prosecutor Harbit Sandhu KC said Sadoui from Abram near Wigan was arrested by counter-terrorism officers in a car park in Bolton as he allegedly took delivery of the weapons following an undercover sting operation. The jury was played police body-worn footage that showed Sadoui running from officers as they approached to arrest him on the 8th of May last year. Prosecutors said the firearms and ammunition that Walid Soudeh was about to receive were capable of causing untold harm. Untold harm was precisely what Walid Sadoui had planned to cause together with Amir Hussein. As soon as Hussein's name was mentioned, he shouted across the court, "Don't talk SHIT. How many babies, how many children? Don't talk SHIT. We defend ourselves." Bear in mind they started, if he's thinking about like with Hamas and Israel, don't forget it's Hamas that actually used children and people as human shields. They started it on October the 7th, and he wants to say how many babies, how many children. Ask Hamas, mate. Ask Hamas. You're not defending yourselves. You were literally the reason all of this happened because you went on the attack. You were on the offensive. It's Israel who are on the defensive. I mean, Israel unprecedented in their attempts to keep any innocent deaths to a minimum. But no, they still call they say genocide. Bear in mind, 40 to 60,000 people have been killed, innocent people, which is a shame. But they won't differentiate in that number that how many are Hamas. And even if you said the highest amount, 60,000, is it a genocide? Bearing in mind Palestine has over 5.5 million people. No, this is how deluded they are. But Takia, you're allowed to lie. The court rose and the judge, Mr. Justice Wall, later told the jury, I'm sorry about that, members of the jury. Mr. Hayne has decided he does not want to be in court for the rest of the opening. Facts. They don't like facts. That's the thing with Islamists. They're so deluded. They've been so twisted in their own head. They haven't got a clue what planet they're on, let alone anything else. When proceedings resumed, Mr. Sandhu told the court that Walid Sadoui was about to receive the firearms and ammunition because he and Hussein were planning to cause mass fatalities. That's the Islamic ideology. What can I say? In particular, they planned to kill as many members of the Jewish community as they could, especially those in northwest of England, the barrister said. There you go. What more do you need to know about that? Their plan was to get the weapons and ammunition and identify a mass gathering of Jewish people who they could attack. He said they had identified areas in Greater Manchester with a large Jewish population to attack and also intend to kill any police officers who got in their way. Both men embraced the views of the so-called Islamic State and were prepared to risk their own lives to become martyrs. They had spent months preparing for their acts of terrorism. That included preparing themselves for their own deaths. Like, what planet are these people on? You have the gift of life, and they're going to throw it away for a satanic cult known as Islam. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Obviously, they deny the allegations, which I don't know how they can do that when they're caught. But it makes no sense. But two men face trial alongside Sadoui's younger brother, Bilal, 36, from Hindley, near Wigan, who is charged with failure to disclose information about an act of terrorism. Before the trial started, the judge told the jury the background of the case was coincidental to last week's attack at the Heaton Park Hebrew Congregation Synagogue in Crumpsall, Manchester. He said it's no part of the prosecution's case that any of these defendants had anything to do with what happened in the synagogue in Manchester last week. You must try them fairly without reference or thought to what happened there, he added. And the trial continues. But I mean, they got handed. But this is what we're having to put up with in this day and age. Like the Jew hatred from Islam. No one else, Islam. They're the ones that got the problem because why? The Quran tells them to kill all the Jews and then the Christians. And that's basically what they're doing. Big up. Yeah, we're gonna let you go for this story and we shall be discussing the burqa. On it. Off her burqa. So she's sticking up for Australia like you do, and we got people like Starmer who recognise Palestine. What can I say? I have to apologise for being British. A Muslim convert who boasted of wanting to kill Jews may have been hacked in a deadly mustard gas attack and one of Britain's best known out-of-town centres. Terror police raided his home. Jordan Richardson, 21, had regularly expressed a wish to kill Jews and joked about going into a synagogue wearing a suicide vest when police, alerted by social media posts, pounced on him. See, the mentality. They raided the smart suburban in Howden, East Yorkshire, and found a chilling note in which Richardson had written, "Throw grenades into a crowd, shoot bystanders, stab anyone who comes close, do not get taken alive." Catherine Robertson, prosecutor, said another note contained instructions about how to make mustard gas and that a crossbow and a knife had been found at his home. Ms. Robinson told the jury at Leeds Crown Court the defendant had accessed material online which showed his interest in affiliation with extreme Islamist ideology. That material depicts and glorifying terrorist actions. See, it always comes down to Islam. Islam. We've got Gary Neville saying it's middle-aged British white men. Is the problem with today? I think not, Gary. You plum. Stick to football, you amateur. She said he regularly expressed wish to kill Jews. For example, using the terminology the pillagers, the big noses, and the money. Wow. That's He suggested going to Palestine to fight Jews, and he searched for how to volunteer for Hamas from the UK and how to get to Palestine. He made a joke about going into a synagogue in a suicide vest. Yeah, well, that's a good then, isn't it? No one ever. This sort of people we've got to put up with. Opening the prosecution case, Ms. Robinson charges faced by Richardson all relate to his support of Islamic extremism and his actions to further of that, including, we say, planning a terrorist atrocity. The one possible target of the defendant was a sprawling Meadowhall shopping centre near Sheffield, which was referenced by Richardson in his social media posts. Richardson denies preparing for acts of terrorism and also denies the collection of information of a kind likely to be used to a person committing or preparing an act of terrorism and distributing terrorist publications. The trial continues. Wow. It makes you laugh. They have so much evidence that well, anyway, the burqa. What's going on with the burqa? Let me just get it ready. We got Australian Pauline Hanson here pulling off the burqa. So don't blame her. Let me have a look. How now? Any better on the microphone? Bobby Jew. Is it any better? Testing microphone, ladies and gentlemen. Is that any better? Is the microphone any better? Hello, Jason the Place. Hope you're well, my friend. Yeah, let me know if the microphone... I don't think I hit any settings today. Amateurs. Amateur YouTuber, mate. After all this time, he can't even sort his microphone out. Always. But let me know in the chat if the microphone is still funny or good. It's working all right. Happy days. Right. Kushti. Muslim. I love Pauline Hanson, even though she knows nothing about submarines. Submarines. Yep, she's all. Pauline Hanson has called for Australia to ban women from wearing the burqa. So, let me get the... This is in light of this one, the European country on brink of a burqa ban with fines as high as 2,600. Are we talking about it? I think we are. The ruling party of Italy's Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni, has put forward a legislation to ban the burqa and niqab in public. The proposal is part of a bill which the right-wing Brothers of Italy party insists is aimed at tackling cultural separatism. Do you agree? Under the ban, garments that cover the face would be banned in schools, universities, workplaces, shops and all public places. Anyone deemed to have broken the ban would face a fine ranging from £261 to £2,600. 300 to €3,000. What do you think about that? an actual fine. Do you think it's a ball, or should what is that? My microphone doing an echo? Dodgy. Is it making me sound like an alien? Some weird echo. So it's not me doing stuff. But let me know. Let me know if the microphone. We're gonna. Look, I bought a new Wi-Fi booster to stop all this blooming pausey weird stuff, and now you're telling me it's me microphone. I'm not winning. I'm not winning, mate. If the Italians command the burqa, then good for them. Yep, exactly that. But should the UK follow suit? Should the UK also ban the burqa? Because I think there's about 20 odd countries. 27, is it? I don't know. There's quite a few that have. An introduction to the bill, translated and quoted by Reuters, said the legislation aims to combat radicalisation and religiously motivated hatred. A burqa is worn, if you don't know, a burqa is a garment worn by some Muslim women which covers the whole body and face with a mesh screen so the wearer can see. Oh, well, at least the women are allowed to see in Islam then. So you've still got a purpose for having eyes, you just don't need the rest of the body. The niqab is a veil for the face, which is an area around the eyes clear. It can be worn with a separate eye veil and is worn with an additional headscarf. What's the point of having hair in the face? Critics of such garments say they are misogynistic and imposed on female Muslims, while opponents of bans argue that doing so results in their being isolated more from the rest of society. Because Muslims like to bully their way. This is how we live. You come to the West. If you want to live like that, live in the East. You come all the way from there to here to say, right, we're still living like we did over there. What? Go back there. If the bill passes, as it is expected to be given a large majority of Meloni's right-wing coalition government, then Italy would join a group of over 20 countries which enforce a form of burqa ban. These include Austria, Turkey, Switzerland and France, which in 2011 became the first European country to bring a ban on wearing burqas. Such bans have been upheld by the European Court of Human Rights. The court upheld a ban on burqas and full face veils in Belgium in 2017. All countries can restrict them to safeguard social cohesion. Parts of Italy already have restrictions, including Lombardy, where a ban on face coverings when entering public buildings was imposed in 2015. Italy's bill includes penalties for testing virginity and stronger punishment for forced marriages. Religious coercion in cases will be grounds for prosecution under the proposed legislation. Yes, that would be good. Why you need to be testing for virginity. And I've never understood forced marriages. Because literally force you to marry your cousin. I mean, it's disgusting. Meloni's coalition partner, the League, put forward limited legislation focused on face coverings earlier this year. It is under review in the Italian Parliament, but it is not clear whether that would be combined with a new bill. A timetable for the bill to be debated in Parliament has yet to appear. But anyway, back to Pauline Hanson then. So that's what Italy are doing. What should we do? The audio quality comes and goes. Oh, does it? Is it playing with me? I don't know where. All my wires seem to be attached. I'm looking at my audio and it seems to be alright. I don't know if doing that will help in any shape or form. I'm not too loud or anything, am I? I don't know. I don't know. Bloomin' audio. That's all I need, innit? Now I've sorted out my Wi-Fi signal. I've got microphone issues. I have got a couple of different things, connections to attach me microphone. I have to try one for later because don't forget 4:45, day 5 of the court case, and at 7 p.m. we're talking about the Hamas Palestine versus Israel war. We'll be discussing that. So if you want to say anything about it, you can come up and have your say. Last week you got your beard straight. Yep, that's probably it, mate. Screwed it. Look, I've jinxed myself. Well, that was you wearing that get up. I got a wanted outfit. I had it for the kids. But yeah. But yeah, you're all on that microphone duty listening. So if anything goes, you have to let me know. It's very annoying. But anyway, Pauline Hanson has called for Australia to ban women from wearing the burqa after Italy, which we just went through, joins several other nations in forbidding their religious coverings. It's a shame I can't like have a picture like where she's pulling it off, doing the do look. It's like the One Nation leader took to social media on Friday, which is today, to Canberra, to follow in the lead of at least 24 countries that have banned the burqa. For years, I warned that full face coverings pose a threat to our safety and strip women of their dignity, she wrote. Now Italy has joined more than 20 countries in banning them. What do you think? So why is Australia still turning a blind eye? Burqas and similar Islamic garments don't just conceal identities. They're used to control women, to silence them, and to remind them they're second class. That's not freedom. That's not who we are. That's Islam. As a woman, you are held in the same regard as a dog or a donkey. You're half that of a man. So she seems to know her stuff. My wire is still attached, but it's no bloody good now. Still an audio crackle. What's going on? I'll tell you, it's really annoying. I've got different bits and bobs. I'll have to try a different one later. Maybe something's going on that I don't know about. I'm being my microphone. I had to buy 2 blooming Wi-Fi boosters for the lounge and then one for right up here on the 3rd floor in a townhouse. And now you're telling me it's my blooming microphone. God's sake. It's my luck. I don't know what to say about it. I'm disgusted. I don't know how to buy a new microphone. I'll have to have a look and see what they got. But we're not having any audio crackle. It's bugging me. Prussia is considering burqa ban for 2026. Are they, Tony? Are they indeed? I never knew that. Tony. Never knew it. All channels within the start have no issues. As soon as it gets raw for the government, they'll restrict your speeds, etc. Tamper with a live feed. Yeah, they're on me. No ninjas. No ninjas. Ninja whinges. Oh no, they're not allowed to talk, so they can't even bloom and moan. Apparently, I'm a conspiracy theorist, but mention the Book of Revelations and how the media entertainment used Revelations as a method as a tool to reveal major global events. Well, there you go, mate. You got your own little label, a conspiracy theorist. But then, people are scared of people that seem to know more than them, they don't like it. Do you know what I mean? They're a bit like, So, look, that's her sat there. Look, can you see? Look, how does that look? What does that genuinely look like to you? And you're telling me, like, you haven't got a clue. That could be Jesus under there. You wouldn't even know. Well, you think I might be putting it in me gob? I'll move away. Move away. I see a lot of women are gorgeous. Why cover up what is sometimes a perfection? Can't beat a Persian lady. So if it offends any attractive ones in life. Fred just said, say Trump didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize. World may not be as mad as I thought. No, I bet it's too soon because it's not even gone through yet. So that's why that lady got it instead. But Trump could be up for it next time. Who knows? It will happen to you. What? Win the lottery? Yeah. So cool. I'll take it you're not talking about this horrible, whatever this is, the nun. Oh, yeah, you get none, you see none. But this woman wearing it to make her point, I think that's very, very good. So I think Hanson's on the ball there because, like, visual representation. Boom. This is a burqa. What does it look like? It looks horrible. Would you actually want your wife or anyone wearing that? Would you want them? No. Big up Trump. Yep. I am a fan, I have to admit. Hanson is a fine lady. She is, but she's hiding. Look, she's hiding. Is that a bin liner? Trump's a complete is he? You are totally entitled to that, but if that can get rid of over 1 million blooming illegal immigrants because of Biden being such a melonhead and everything else he's done and brokered, very good businessman and very switched on. But all the Trump haters are going to hate regardless. I mean, it end up with it get world peace. People will still find something wrong with Trump, so it's just because it's Trump. So that's what people are like. Hello, Wizard. How are you, pal? I'm good. I'm having microphone issues. But other than that, Mr. Peel, living the dream. Oh, have you ever noticed? Don't go thinking of perm hair. If you're thinking, why is this all ever? It's supposed to be straight. I wore that French plait for a couple of days. I'll give that a go. So we're done like in the mornings. And I thought, right, that's enough. Don't want it like pulling too hard, French plait. Let it out. I've got crinkles. Damn, we got crinkles, man. So don't go thinking I got my hair permed or nothing. I didn't. It's supposed to be straight, all right? But it went a bit nightmare fuel. Now imagine bumping into her or him at night. You'd poop yourself. It looks so sinister. It does, but that could be a man under there. And you could easily have a suicide vest. Easily. It's a ban on the actual burqa and niqab in Italy. And it looks like this lady, Hanson from Australia, is like, yep, she wants to ban it too. Not in the UK, but they should practice it. Yeah, that's what I was asking. Like, should we do it in the UK? That would be good. Top man, yeah, don't want to be a bottom man, you want to be a top man. Agreed. Jason, the place, she's dressing the exact opposite how the case is dressed. Yeah, literally go white to black. So the plait look good. Yeah, I've it done again, mate. If I have it too much, I have like the French plait for up here. Sometimes I have it back and then a normal plait just in the back. But every day, because it pulls your hair where it's, and they put it all up together and tie it all in. So I get the door to it, so I don't pay anything. But yeah, I do like it. But I was having a couple of days, like, because it makes your head sore where it's pulled. But all you need is a pointy hat. Yeah, it's a witch. She's a witch. And the ninja wear her in the UK. There'd be more attacks on Jewish community. Islam needs excuses. Yeah. The thing is, I find like Muslims, like Islamists or whatever you want to call them, they bully. It's like our way or no way. They hate it because you see it even at Speaker's Corner. They start getting so violent 'cause they hear stuff they don't like Quran has never been changed. Not one dot or word is different. Oh, no, there's 30 different variations. Oh no, for that we must kill you because you are speaking facts and we don't like it. So it doesn't matter what you say or how you say it, they're going to bully it. And to say like ban burkas and that, our religious freedom, the East. See you later. They passed how many mixed state countries? They could have just gone there, lived happily ever after. No, they're here because to force it on us. But like I said before, in 1982, you allow a Sharia court, you're basically like, that's it. You give them a centimetre, they take a kilometre, and that's it. You're screwed. So, should beards be banned too? Why? Why? Touch my beard, I kill you. Flat earthers vote Trump in. No, they never. That's one thing that's definitely wrong. I don't know what people think. What they do with Trump. They hear one thing and they jump on it. But no, I'm not a flat earther, and I would have voted for Trump. But doubt it. But the Earth's not flat, so it doesn't matter. There must be a lot of flat earthers in the US then. Oh, you think yeah. Like Dave Weiss, is it? Oh, what an idiot that man is. He's an absolute Fruit Loop. But anyway, right. Did I read that bit? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Number 4. Some Muslim women wear a headscarf to cover their head and hair, while others wear a burqa or niqab, which also covers their face. The burqa is usually a one-piece veil that covers the face and body and often has a mesh screen for the wearer to see through. The headscarves are viewed as a sign of modesty and religious faith by those who wear them, but critics disagree. As far as I know, there's nothing in the about wearing them. Nothing. Hanson claimed banning the burqa is common sense. She's on the ball, isn't she? Can you read that? It's quite small, isn't it? No woman should be forced to cover her face. No criminal should get away with hiding behind one, she said. One nation stands for public safety, for women's rights, and for the values that built this country. And we don't back down. Violence is rising. Cowards are hiding behind masks. And Anthony Albanese is bringing ISIS extremists back home and giving refuge to mass supporters. If a government won't protect its people, it doesn't deserve to lead. Well, that's very well said. Don't you think? Hanson has called for a ban, infamously wearing a burqa when she appeared at parliamentary question time in 2017 for a debate on a potential ban. I'm quite happy to run this because this is not what should belong in this parliament, she said at the time. Dr. Rateb Jined, lawyer in Western Australia, and president of the Australian Federation of Islamic Councils, dismissed Hanson's ban publicity stunt. It's not a serious policy proposal, and it does not reflect who we are as a country. Stupid thing to say, because it is like a real problem. Oh, this is the last little bit. Senator Hanson call to ban the burqa is nothing more than a publicity stunt designed to stoke fear and division and keep herself and her party politically relevant. I can't see that. Why would it be a publicity stunt? Because as soon as you said it, and here we are, 2017, it's now 2025, countries are banning it everywhere. So true liberation is not telling women what they can't wear. It's allowing them to choose for themselves, free from coercion, stigma, or political expectation. Yeah, women love doing their hair. They like to look after their faces, do a bit of makeup, might have a little bit of lippy or a little bit of concealer or a little bit of foundation or whatever they want to do. It's all part of being a woman if they choose, and it's their right to choose that, isn't it? But I swear that I don't think there's anything in the Quran or Hadiths that say that a woman should be wearing a burqa or a niqab. Nothing. But I'm sure you'll correct me if I'm wrong. Hanson's tirade was prompted by Italy's ruling Brothers of Italy party, which announced this week that it would introduce a ban on the burqa and niqab, a bill that leaves the eyes visible in all public spaces. So there we go. There we go. Come on in, guys. What do you think? What do you think? The UK gets the brunt of terrorism in the West because we let them in. We're all sitting around going, yeah. Okay, yeah, come on in. Come on, all you Muslim men of fighting age. Come on in. We see there are no women or children, but it doesn't matter. Come on in. We'll give you access to our ladies and kids. And we can see what happens. They literally will destroy us from the inside out. And then the UK still be going, and Starmer still be going, yeah, but we recognise Palestine. When there is no Palestine, it's Judea and Samaria, land of the Jews. And then Palestinians are like, oh, the Jews are occupiers. And you look and think, no, they're not. You're actually occupying Jewish land and claiming to call it Palestine. It's theft. You're the occupiers. And they're like, we're indigenous to the area. No, you're not. Not that area, you're not, no. But anyway, what can we do? So it'd be very bad. Imams are probably the problem on sneaky, because you know what they say in the mosques? They're telling them all. They don't teach integration. No, they're trying to force us to be like them. King of New York. Oh, you've got cats crying. Oh, I remember seeing an actual mugshot of a woman in her burqa. How's that work? Exactly. I mean, who, what, where, what? It's crazy. Joe Rogan loses stuff over that topic. Yeah. Jeff Dunham. Yeah. Peanut. JeffDunham.com. So he could be there doing his thing, couldn't he? They are indeed idiots. Yes. Trump promised Hamas a piece of the real estate tourism pie. Not even the coup resist now. The Arab states like the offer. Yeah, we're talking tonight about Israel and Hamas and Palestinians, but that's crazy. We talk about that at 7 o'clock. We can come up and have your say as well if you wish. All in. Fidel Castro was known as the Beard. I got a wizard. Police revealed a woman's mugshot without her niqab, and she complained, so they retook the mug with her wrapped up. I mean, it could literally be anyone, couldn't it? It could literally be anyone. Makes no sense. I've been having a nightmare with my mic today. A couple of people have said, I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know where I hit it or I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do with it. But it's all plugged in. It's all flashing away over there and all this and all that. And turn this up, turn that up. I don't know what's going on. Anthony Albanese is a vile, simping sycophant. No jokes. I don't know who he is, so I'll take your word for it. I'll go with not in Bolton. Not in Dudley. Not in Teenage Mutant Ninja Muslims. That actually is a thing, Wizard. It will be now. Teenage Mutant Ninja Muslims. They're supposed to be heroes in a half shell. So these are, what do you call them? Islamists in a bin bag. Muslim power. Teenage Mutant Ninja Muslims. I don't think postbox Daleks should be allowed in the UK. Hi everyone. Electrodoc, hello! No, they shouldn't. Who was it? Who called it? Was it called them Daleks, or Boris Johnson called them like bin liners or something and got himself into trouble? Isn't it? But Wiz, are you biased? With what? I'm not biased, I'm very open minded. I like to go, I don't. But biased, please explain. Biased about what? I'm very good at a built in what's good and what's bad type scenario. My gift. And being an empath, which sucks because you get very emotional for random reasons. Security risk 100%. Folk escaping the burqa has been documented. Doesn't work in the UK and ninja up elsewhere. Just not part of British culture. We are a face-to-face nation. It's the idea of, like, of having eyeballs and everything and looking like we do as individuals, so we don't all look the same. I mean, it's human nature. So I don't get it. I don't get it, people. Fly through Dubai and see them walking through customs without even being seen or identified. That would just be ridiculous, wouldn't it? That would be absolutely crazy. What is it? Why would you even bother having security? Full stop. Isn't it? Like, have you got security? Yes. Does it work? No. Why? Everyone comes through absolutely caked. It's ridiculous. But let me. I'm on it. I followed the link. Let me. Oh, what it doesn't actually. See, that's get for in a browser, so I can't even do it on that. So I can't actually share anything. Well, that makes sense. Get the browser, Brave browser. He says. Well, that didn't work, did it? That's just nuts. I'll set it up. So yeah, the Brave browser won't actually let you get my headphones. Here we go. Harry Enfield, everyone. Courtesy of Electrodoc. Here we go. Classic. That's classic. Nicely found, Electrodoc. Take these off now, can't I? Going to the toilet in a burqa, how does that work? But it's blooming awkward. Some have got to get really sweaty under there. They wear them in their homes also. Yeah, just don't get it. Don't understand it. It's just oppressive. I mean, to have a woman and say, right, you got to do this, do that, and dress like this, dress like, nah. It's the law of religious freedom here. It's a sticky, sticky situation. Muslims will feel got at if they told to stop their entire, they'd gaslight other religions. They do anyway. No, no, it blocks it. You saw there, it literally blocks it. It's disgraceful. I don't know why it does that. So that means like the whole reason I download it so I can show things like whatever, and I can't because it won't show the actual screen. It blocks. So how annoying. No prize for guessing who they'd gaslight. Prince William can rewrite that law so government could ban certain attire. We as Brits just ain't working for us. No offence, just doesn't. Islam doesn't work for anyone. I mean, for the stuff it says, and we can see all the Islamic terrorism. Say no more. You can see what Hamas and Palestine, their mentality. We'll be talking about them till it's 7 o'clock. If you're not biased, say something positive about Muslims. I've actually lived next door to Muslims. I have no issue. Just talk, lovely couple, and they had 3 kids as well. But then a lot of Muslims aren't fully aware of everything that the Quran and Hadith says. You know what I mean? Like say with Christians with the Bible, to be fair. But Muslims can be good people, especially when they live in the East. So yeah, no issue. But we're talking about the burqa, so I don't know how that comes onto actual Muslims, their mentality. But I mean, the whole concept of Islam, I hate it. Hate it. If you can marry a 6-year-old and consummate the marriage when you're 9, there's something wrong with it. But I'll talk to a Muslim. I'll talk to any Muslim. But if they want to start like spouting their rubbish, I'll put them in their place because obviously, like Quran, there, look next to my New Testament Quran. New Testament Quran. So yeah. But read Sahih al-Bukhari 5134 about marrying a 6-year-old and tell me that Islam is good. I struggle to find anything positive about Muslims. Doing the UK, they're divided. Mr. Singh matters, the Hindu guys, but Islam here, where, yeah, they don't want to become part of our society in that, which is a shame. They you know, they're too busy, like, going psycho, I suppose. Yeah, when comedy was allowed, we wouldn't be allowed to do that today. They'd be crying, mate. For when comedy was gold, yeah. I know what you meant. Okay, maybe in some ways, but should have a larger public service footprint on our soil. Thing is, though, it's just the whole way Islam is set up. If Islam, you're not going to want to be around, strangely enough, Christians and Jews. You want to kill them, yet they come to our country and then try and pull their stuff on us. It makes zero sense. But the imam won't teach integration. They're too busy teaching their ways and making sure that they all keep yourselves. Yep, zero issue. Anyone who comes here and assimilates is the ones who want to bring their laws and ways over here. Yep, and force it, and basically literally force it on us. Everyone has the right to walk naked. She has the right to cover herself. She hasn't got the right to walk naked on the street. No, she did. But it's nothing to do with, like, she has a right to cover herself. But it's not her decision. It's the man telling her to. It's literally not her decision. So that's wrong. So a woman has a right to think for herself and not do it, or do it. But then if you want to do it, then go to an Islamic country where they allow it, where it's the norm. Where you go out as just a pair of eyeballs and nothing else. No, nothing more, nothing less. So they should integrate more with us. Yeah, or want to, but they don't. Non-Muslim guy isn't going to go out with a Muslim. Some are very fit. I like the challenge of burqa unwrapping. But yeah, but if a Muslim woman can't marry a non-Muslim, it's a no-no, punishable by death in Sharia law. Look at the Scottish Yusuf guy wanting to make it easier for Muslims to get to power. Exactly. And that's what we run the risk. You got to think about it. You got Shabana and the banana, Shabana Mahmood. If they turn around and actually, I read it, I was like, well, I'm going to look it up in a minute. Shabana Mahmood. If they got rid of Keir Starmer, was Shabana Mahmood actually end up taking over? Oh, wrong one. Because that means like we'd end up with a Muslim as a prime minister, and then that will be the downfall of Britain. You cannot get any lower. It would be absolute diabolical. It'd be absolutely stupidest thing you could do. So I just want to look up what. Oh, I've been worried then. There's nothing there. Thank God for that. So I was saying something about 2CTV just reported Sharia law voted in by Portsmouth Council, but I just looked it up and it's like there's nothing there. Were you winding me up, King of New York? 2CTV, so I'm getting nothing. Yeah, there's definitely nothing in Portsmouth to do with Sharia law. So if 2C said he's wrong, thank God. Thank God! Those women aren't going to feel sexy ninjaed up. How dare they deny me a sight of their beauty? Yeah, exactly. Isn't it? The only possible thing you can say is that your neighbour is lovely. Yeah, they moved. And what? I don't know them, so how could I comment on them? Islam, like the death cult, the religion. I mean, if you want to protect the PDF profit, then go for it. But it's not my cup of tea. But you're talking about Muslims when what I talk about is Islam. So that makes no sense. You seem to be trying to start an argument over something that I'm not even discussing. I'm not discussing Muslims. I'm discussing Islam. And then we say about their women with the right to wear the burqa, which it's just pathetic. I mean, how oppressive could you be? Would you actually want your wife all dressed up like a blooming bin liner? No. Muslim man, YouTube bloody ninja up. I will sell you back to your father for 15 Yep. We fought for women's rights, and Muslim women are oppressed by their laws, which bring me back to the assimilation answer I gave earlier. Exactly that. I mean, we all got freedom of movement, freedom of this, freedom of choice, freedom of speech, and they got no choice. They're like, you wear that, and you're not going out. Okay, no more Muslim jokes from me. Works here, Wizard. I'm fired. Ready, good point. I'll say a wind up. Wind up. Are we missing out? I have a lot of beard also. Yay, do you get ranked up by the fuzz? Are we missing out on palatial splendor free parking at Tesco? He's on drugs. Tommy dressed in one. Oh, yeah, remember that. Funny as. Like, I don't know the difference. Is that I know just being an idiot. But yeah, so the burqa is a no in the east. It's just east. In the west, it should not have come over from the east. It's not who we are or what we do. So if you're here for like a week's holiday, then surely you have a week holiday in Britain. Oh, how to wear that? The women would be like, yeah. Do you know what I mean? They'd be loving it. So the Quran is nothing but hate, but it says nothing about the burqa. And burqa was what invented by an insecure man. The whole idea is like because a man's eyes cannot travel here and there. Like, get a grip. What's the point of having eyes if you can't see anything? It's ridiculous. So Proved the point. That's not a bad idea, though, is it? Just as one, everyone think it's back in those days. I don't know. I don't know when they were introduced. The burqa has its origins in the 19th century in Egypt. So it basically proves in the 19th century, when was Islam invented by a warlord psychopath? Exactly. Around 700 BC, AD. So 1200 years later, they invented the burqa. So you got to remember, like, it's not just the burqa. They're not allowed to go to school. Women can't get educated. They can't have their own business. They can't do nothing. So I was asked if I'd ever picked up the part. I said no, but I've been swung around by years. Very good. Very good. I'll look at the ninja, see if it is a dude in a snood. Dude in a snood. Should hijab be banned? Headscarf. I saw a woman on GB News last night wearing it all and that. Like, literally covers all her hair and everything. Like, but you got hair, you can show it. I mean, that sort of, I suppose, could be a choice, but you need to see the face. When you say, as long as you can see the face. So, I don't know. Honestly, what's the, or isn't it one? Well, there is one, because Islam is a religion and a Muslim is someone who follows God. So, yeah. Or Muslimah, put an A on the end for a female Muslim if they follow God. That's why they talk out their backside and say, "Oh, Jesus was a Muslim." You're like, really? Considering Islam wasn't even a thing, it's crazy. But as we all know, Islam is the actual religion. The Muslim is the follower of God. Oh, Tommy speaks out about his burqa. Did he? Muslim is the race and Islam is the faith. Why are putting up those? Follower of God, because we say we're a Christian, they say they're a Muslim. We say he is a Jew. They would say take off the headscarf. This ain't Heidi. Oh, Heidi, I remember. Let's see. I respect people, not a religion. I respect people, but not a religion. And those who decide to follow Islam and they're a little bit deluded, I'll say my bit and try to help them and point them towards Christ or something rather than what we call the death cult of Islam. You know how it is. Yeah, Islamists. And you got Islamists who literally they go crazy because they literally take the word for the Quran as is. Like those verses I've got about 12 verses that literally call for murder and terrorism. So you don't respect religion. Say that I don't respect the Islamic religion. I respect religion. I'd normally have this on out. But I have no respect whatsoever for Islam in any shape or form. So don't respect the religion. I respect religions because they are actually. I've got dodgy hair somewhere. They are religions, whereas Islam is a death cult. So Yeah, so I've got no issue with any religion other than the ones that isn't a religion because it's fake, it's satanic, it's Islam. Like I say, it calls for everyone. So, oh, I missed one there. Translating the Quran as a radical idea is very easy. Yeah, that's the whole idea of it, though, isn't it? Burka don't hide the booty. Even the missus saying that, she doesn't understand it. I think it's really oppressive, scares the dog. Yeah, I bet it does. This dogs are like, "Whoa." So, do you respect the Church of England? Yes, I told you I respect religions, just not the fake one called Islam. Because it's not going around trying to blow people up, kill people, shoot people, stab people, rape people. It's all Islam. That's the problem. I do not respect Islam in any shape or form. I have no time for Islam. A Muslim person I will talk to, but if they start saying whatever, I'll be like, you're a prophet. I'm not interested. So no, I'm not confused in the slightest. I know exactly. Agreed. Mr. P agreed. Spot on. That's supposed to be in it. Stop on. Spot on. So yeah, but don't talk to me about Islam and the death cult. It's just mank. I respect any religion that allows me to not have a religion if I choose. That's basically it. If you don't want to be a Christian or a Jew, are you going to get murdered? No. If you're a Muslim and you follow Islam and you leave, what happens? Death. You're an apostate, punishable by death. So talk bad about Muhammad, death. Talk bad about the Quran, death. I don't think I'm wrong when I call it a death cult. Serious question, have you ever seen a lady in a burqa in McDonald's? Nope. I've seen one in Tesco and she kept lifting her veil up to eat and she was wearing a white thing and that. And she actually looked quite a pretty lady to her. So you respect Muslims. They are followers of a god. Let me think. So Muslims as the actual people, the people that they are, like whatever, yes. But if they're someone who throws like Islam at me, then probably not, because I'd be around people that are trying to force some sort of sick death cult on me. But I have no issue with people per se, the actual people. I'll respect any person until they give me a reason not to respect them. So maybe a Muslim, Christian, Jew, Hindu, doesn't matter. If you do anything that winds me up, then chances are I won't speak to you. But they probably won't speak to me, so they probably think the same. So, you know. But like, look, that kid's got short hair, mate. Oh, yeah, I know, he's got long hair. Look, he can't even make his mind up with his hair. So, but when Muslim wants to start talking all blooming Islam, this and Islam that, I'll be like, I like the legend of the jinn with Islam. The rest of it, there. The jinn. He'd protect you from UV rays, buying sunblocks, technically. Yeah, Barafa, you probably save you a fortune, wouldn't it? But the thing is, like, if you're somewhere you've got all that, you'll want to be in the ocean, have a swim, like with your kids and that. You're like, no, I can't. I've got to stay covered up. But the bloke can. He can put on a pair of swimming trunks and like speedos and go running in the water. Bit oppressive. My eyes pour a 24/7 party at the moment. Does it say electric or electric? I can't make it up. Pick up all the same. Tony been partying in the old Ibiza 24/7. Boom, 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 living the dream. Oh, you are not a believer in Islam and the radicals get into power. Yeah, basically, mate. Yes, we are. Oh, well, I've never seen them eat. I thought not allowed in the public, only in their homes or private street. No, the bloke was sat opposite her. She was wearing like a white or nearly white cream or something, but she was lifting it up and she's putting a bit of cake in and putting it back down. So, I wonder how the children are raised. Or I wonder if they because at home obviously they're not always covered up, so obviously it's a bit different at home. But they're getting indoctrinated. As soon as you're born, that's it. Like, you are Muslim. Watch an apostate video. They're called apostates because the Muslim Brotherhood have a price on their heads for Islam. Yep. That's why apostate prophet's got to be careful, or any ex-Muslim has to be careful. But Christians that are creationists, they're not trying to kill me, rape women, blow people up, then yes, I would. I told you, I respect you until I got a reason not to. I don't care what your beliefs. But if you want to start out, if you're a Muslim and you want to start making out like your religion's this, that, and else, like shut up, go away. I got for that. But you want to sit there and say whatever, even like a witness, do whatever. You want to sit and have a conversation, not a problem. Don't bother me. But if you come across that you're a bit nuts. But I'm not going to sit there and pretend like if a Muslim starts saying, "Oh, but Islam this and that," I'll just be like, "I'm sorry. What I know is this." So you know what I mean. But I'm sure you have another question, Fred. You're digging for something, aren't you? You're trying to like do something here, but I don't know what it is yet. It's not quite a question of any belief. It's a question of whether or not you believe the Quran. Yes, which is absolute rubbish. And the Quran we got today, here we go. Muslims will love this. Followers of Islam, your Quran was written in the 1800s by German. Just so you know. Gift from God. Come down from God, they say. Rubbish. I understand division and lack of going out into the community to chill folk to what they're about. See, media doesn't paint a good light. No, because just they're tricky. I can't be asked all pushing it. So, what about flat Earth Christians? What about them, geese? I respect the person, but I wouldn't respect their ideology of thinking the Earth is flat because that's just full on 100% retarded. Never seen a problem with bodies of water. In my hometown, there are 2 days of the week that women have privileged bodies of water, and so are the men. Well, they're actually allowed out, like in a swimming costume or something. Because that's not fully Islam, is it? So obviously, it's got slightly different rules, maybe. But being a priest as a woman in Islam is normal because, like I said, they're held as the same regard as a donkey, and they're only worth half that of a man. And if you're worth £1.5 million and passes away, he's got a son or daughter. The son will get £1 million. She will get £500,000 because she's only worth. That's the way it goes. Slim's asked, "What do you believe? Aliens from the ninth planet would be puzzled by Islam and Christianity for that matter too. Probably they probably have no concept. It's weird that made in our image, but our image of aliens too. Is God literally everything and everyone? Could be quite speculative on that one. They're changed from 700 AD, and it can't be changed because they have never fought for blasphemy laws to be redacted like we have. It's not really willing to change, and we're left with what we see, and I see no leader coke forward and say, actually, this what it comes to UK public are off with them. Some things you write, mate, I'll read it, and I'm like, do you know what? I've got to read it again. I think I'm pointing out that not all Muslims want to destroy our society. That's very true. That's very true. That's why I said, like, I'll talk to any Muslim, but they start talking about Islam this and Islam that and got some weird ideology, like, hang on for it. So, and you sound biased to me. Well, I'm not. So, there you go. So, not all Muslims are Islamic terrorists, but all Islamic terrorists are Muslim. Fredwell is an obvious Muslim. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, he's defending it well. Don't defend the paedophile prophet. That's just wrong. They are pledged as Muslims to destroy Western society. Exactly. Not all Muslims are Islamic radicals. No, but all Islamic radicals are Muslims. They just went out and spooked, not just a few scary looking guys. Halloween. But alas, their English is lacking. That's another. Yeah, they literally do not want to learn the language. They don't want to talk to you. They look down at you. They've been told all their lives, if you are a Jew or a Christian, you ain't nothing. You are the worst of creatures, as it says. But the whole idea is like, if they got into it, the chances are they will be thinking along the lines like, we do not like Jews, we do not like Christians, Hindus. You are a non-believer, and we are to behead them. So, non-Muslims believe in the radical version of the Quran versus they are fine, as was just pointed out. Yeah, see. His next statement will be, Allah, you Akbar. The wording has to be very careful around this subject, and sometimes mistakes can be easily made, but yes, moderate Muslims are fine. To a degree they are, because some may be, because they should speak up. If they speak up against the terrorism, then yes. If they don't, then obviously, even being a Muslim, by their silence, they are complicit. So they're doing it on our behalf. So even we've got to be careful with. But I mean, I'll be honest, the ones I met in Portsmouth are fine. They're not like that. And some are like, oh, don't really read the Quran, don't do this, don't do that. Oh no, I'm just Muslim, whatever. Do you know what I mean? They're so like a bit like Christians say, like, oh, I'm a Christian, but not really. Oh, I was baptized, but I don't read the Bible, don't go to church. They're very much like that. And when you get Muslims like that, you find they're more westernized. So they're actually quite decent people. I met a few like that. I used to do a few deals in the world of business with Muslim lads that just laugh. And we never spoke about religion, which was good because we're just who we are. UK's for everyone, yes, but we work is fit into the popular narrative of a nation. Don't go opposing to it, and to integrate and speak and be there as people. Yeah, because we don't want any like our freedoms and rights to be affected, but Islam will. They mock us at face value, brother, openly. They take pride in lying to people who aren't followers of Islam. Yep, Kia. Speaking from experience, I'd say 1 out of 10 are respectful of other people's beliefs. Yeah. You're right there, Mr. Pete. This is why Tommy can sometimes trip up. Yeah, I mean, even I find that when I'm talking, sometimes I say something, I'm like, oh, take that back, blah, blah, blah. I've got to rethink it because you just go off on one. Especially when you get a bit rocking, not so much with anger, but with a bit of, do you know what I mean? And you end up saying it, so. Okay, bye. I must sound insulting, but I can guess you rarely have interaction, especially with people with Islam in their culture. Words have no weight. I didn't say they did have any weight. I'm just saying that Islam is evil. You got a paedophile prophet married a 6-year-old and raped her when she was 9 because a 9 can't consent. So consummating the marriage was probably a criminal offence. And Muhammad is supposed to be the greatest example to man of all times. And if he was alive today, marrying a 6-year-old and consummating the marriage when she was 9, he'd be arrested and banged up for 20 years for being a paedophile. So I don't get that. And no, I don't have interactions with Islam because I don't want them. I don't really interact with Muslims, actually. It's just the way it is. But don't forget, we're only talking 6% of the UK is Muslim. But there again, there's about 40% of those banged up in prisons are Muslim. That's a bit weird, isn't it? But nonetheless, goes to show, doesn't it? But my words are my words. That's what I've always said. I'll have my own opinion, my own views. I'm not saying they're right. I'm not saying they're wrong. It's just my opinions, my views. I'll try and explain it the best I can without trying to trip myself up or whatever. But I don't. I'm not around as many sort of Muslims as I used to be. So, Tony says, "Stop this wokeness. Don't be woke. Don't be woke." That's probably speak those things. Truth Channel. Yeah, that's it. I'm not messing about. I'll just say it is. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying this is my view, my opinion of. Unless I'm reading from something like the Quran, that's behead, and you are the worst of creatures. And so here, Al-Bukhari 5134, Isha narrated herself that she was 6 years old when she got married. and forced to have sex when she was 9, to a degree. It must have been something I said. I can't put that with whatever I said, so it's hard to interact with people who follow it in these days if you didn't notice, Barappa. Yeah. Is it hard to? Yes. No, one thing Electra Doc is not woke. Look, come on, take a look at yourself. I'm going to get personal. Right, okay. What about me? Tell me. Is it something that I've not heard? What is wrong? I just said my opinions or my views, they are mine. I'm allowed them. This is going to get fun. Normally do the Costa. But I know what you're saying. I like a vanilla latte. A vanilla latte? Could be because we beat them at the cricket. I'm Britain, Irish accent meant you were a terrorist back in the 70s. You sound like that. What? In Britain, an Irish accent meant you were a terrorist back in the 70s. You sound like that. Oh, I don't get what you mean there. Saying like, so if you're Irish in Britain in the 70s, you were classed as a terrorist. So I was born in like 76, so I've never in my life met anyone Irish and thought, oh, terrorists. Trying to have some sort of like racist connotation, like because you've got an Irish accent, you're a terrorist. Because you're Muslim, you're a terrorist. I've never that once. I just said all terrorists are Muslim, which is right. Because you wouldn't be taking any action in the world of doing Islamic terrorism if you were Jewish or Christian, because it'd be called something totally different, like Jewish terrorism. But no, I would not label someone as a terrorist if they spoke Irish. That's just nuts. Absolutely nuts. No. But I'm one of those rare people. I've never held anyone in any shape, or I don't care what people think or whatever. It's about me. I don't care if what colour of your skin, your sexual orientation, and to an extent, your whatever you think in the world of religion. I mean, even like you're a follower of Islam, but you say nothing about it, and we're talking, then I ain't got an issue with that. But if you want to start talking about Islam and like start like whatever, then I have. So depends which way round I go on it, but live and let live. But yeah, I mean, I'll still talk to someone if they followed Islam, just as long as they don't start spouting rubbish about it and making out it's a religion of peace when it's a religion of death and oppression and hatred. We shouldn't have to tiptoe around talking about, but Islam is critical, especially when the political correctness are always on the subject. Yeah, that's what they're trying to invent, Islamophobia. I do any videos that are based around Islam, they get shadow banned. So, what can I say? They're trying to control the narrative in some shape or form. I want to know how much cost coffee and Starbucks cost in Australia. Is it saying they're not that cheap now? It's about £4.80 or something. Like a blooming fiver. Did King David not behave very badly in the Bible? What's that got to do with it? It's about now. We're talking about prophets. That's what Muslims do to try and get around the fact that he's a paedophile prophet. Oh, King done this, King Solomon that, and they've come out. But didn't Isaac marry Rebecca when she was 3? You know what? A 3-year-old carrying massive water jugs for the camels all day. Yeah, a 3-year-old to do that, said no one ever. There's literally nowhere in the Bible that says anything about any age of anyone or anything. Yeah, it clearly states that Aisha was 6 and 9 in Sahih al-Bukhari 5134. And you can't compare a king, even King David, with a prophet. That's two different people. One's a king and one's a prophet. A king is nothing to do with God. So It's a bad analogy. That's like comparing an apple and a banana. It just doesn't work. You know, you want to talk about, I don't know, say Jesus or Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John, whatever. They've done this, whatever. Compare that to Muhammad, but obviously Muhammad's the only one prophet that was fake, and two that actually married a 6-year-old. Dirty bastard! Can't wear a religion that opposed to you. Basically, that's in a nutshell. Desolate one. Makes no odds if you don't believe in Islam and the Islamists get in power. Then what? Anointing one. I mean, there was anti-Irish sentiment in Britain in the 70s. It probably was, but I was born in 76, so I wouldn't be around that. But I wouldn't have been like that, wouldn't we? Sinn Féin and IRA or whatever. I'd be like, pfft. David did a lot of them, but when God called them to duty, it was, yes, Lord, what dost thou desire from me? Amen. Ever hear of the Birmingham Six? Yep. What a world. Well said, Steve Marr. What a world. That's basically it. What a world. Fred, the Bible is highly misunderstood. Gotta look into it deep. Like folk guy. God killed nations. Well, they were half angel, half demon. Not Adam's bloodline. An abomination. Desolate one knows this being. I just want to live my life and leave any of my thoughts or ideas for a future which is peaceful. This is not possible under Islamic occupation with Islamists in power. Correct. Basically, that's basically it, mate. I'm all about Richard Dawkins. Fred likes men. Misinterpret. So I was doing an Islam then. Yes, I remember the Birmingham Six was a terrible thing. The thing is now is Paddy, we got guns. Let's take over gangland. Crumbled when he was outed as a Muslim troll. Bring Doc up on stage for a good discussion on Islam. This is very interesting, great stream. The world of Islam. We're talking about thingy tonight. O'clock. You can come up. You can call in, as we call it. I'll be putting a link up. So we're talking about Israel and the Hamas-Palestine war. Is it over? Is it not? Quran says no. So we're talking about that at 7 o'clock. At 4:45, I'll be going through whatever happened today at court with Julia Wandel. But at 7 o'clock tonight, you can come up and have your say. So if you want to say anything about Hamas or Palestine or Israel, then you can jump up and have your say. Richard Dawkins is sound. Islamists would delete his thoughts and ideas because Allah's word is sacred to them. Well, these dudes are top tier type gangsters. Ireland got real issues with families. Make the UK ones look like Zippy and Mungle. Zippy and Mungle, I remember that. Rainbow. You were born on 76, but you talk about Muhammad. Yes, like last time I heard, just because you were born in 1976, you're not allowed to talk about Muhammad. When did that happen then? So, depending on the year you were born, that determines whether you can or cannot talk about something. Is that right? So, how does that work? Have I missed something? You see that, everyone. If you're born in 76, you're not allowed to talk about Muhammad. Why are we not allowed to talk about a paedophile? We'll tell later. I'm old enough to remember. Oh my god, She-Ra and the original He-Man. Me too. When Who's That Girl by Magic came out. Yeah, I loved He-Man. I have the power. Put me up in the first 2 minutes. I've got a 3-minute joke to evade the censorship. Juliet isn't an OnlyFans. No. It was your excuse about anti-Irish sentiment. I said I was born in '76. So if I'm born in '76, how do I know what's going on in the '70s in order to be like racist about? I wouldn't have been, would I? Because I was too young, so I wouldn't even let alone spoke about Irish. But now looking back, I'm still not gonna say, "Oh, what? You got an Irish accent? You're a terrorist." I've never thought that. But I was born in '76, so how on earth, if something's happened in the '70s and I'm born in '76, what do you think? I was walking around at the age of 2, 3, or 4, and I was talking about going, "Oh, he's Irish. Oh, I wonder if he's a terrorist." It makes zero sense. The true question is, did Muhammad ever exist? Computer said no. I don't think he did. He's that fake. They just come up with it. You know what the Arabs were like? They just wanted someone because they were jealous with Christianity and the Judaism going on. They're like, we need something, and it shall be written in Arabic. Well, you do know you got a whole world where they can't speak in Arabic. Yes, I know, but it is for everyone in Arabic. Let's not have anything to avoid Christmas parking in central London. Muhammad is more important than Allah to a Muslim. Yep. I think somewhere along it, they actually prayed to Muhammad, which is weird. And he had his aorta cut. And what's it say about a fake Muslim? He'll have his aorta cut. Crazy that. But you're an expert on what happened in the Bible. Didn't say I was an expert on what happened in the Bible. I probably know more about the Quran than I do the Bible, to be fair. So, nope. I've got all my fingers on my... No, I'm not falling apart. You might be getting a funny signal and like my finger might look like it goes. I'm not falling apart in any shape or form, no. Kirsty, that's all we need, isn't it? My missus to come up and find me arms and legs and all that falling off. Like, oh, I fell apart, mate. Fred said. But there's people that know more than me. So I just know what I know and I'll speak about what I know. And if I don't know it, I'll have to look it up quickly on my laptop, won't I? Fred tried to block me, but I can still see him on screen. What a plonker. Yeah. I think he probably did, but not what they portray him as. Ooh. Born in 98, and I'm banned from speaking about Aisha. Yeah, that's it. It makes sense. I was born in 76. I'm not allowed to talk about anyone who's Irish. But I like Baileys. I like Irish cream. Oh, my. Well, Quran. Quran. That's how I write it anyway. Read the room, Fred. Read the room. You know what I mean? No, I don't. He's basically saying I can't talk about something because I was born in 76. It made no sense. 1968, I know Mo personally. Yeah. Bobble. Yep. It said Bobble. I knew he meant Bible, but I read it as Bobble because, you know, lighten things up a bit. It's funny as. Wizard, how can you trust a religion that walk around a lament confession box? We've seen how. Nope. Not today, geese. No, geese. Me, geese. Muslim money. Anything in life, don't be Muslim. You can be anything you like, just don't be a Muslim. Right, I'm on. Good luck. Good luck. Live the dream, Fred. Live the dream. Believe. Gotta go. Take care of all, even the trolls. Yeah. Well, I ain't got long. I've been talking rubbish, haven't I? A bit. So we've got to get ready for 4:45 for the court case, and then 7:00 you can come up and talk to me. Tonight, 7:00, we're talking about Israel, Hamas, and Palestine, and all that sort of stuff. Or Slim's blown the kisses. But yeah, tonight we're going to be discussing Hamas because the war is over apparently. So we'll see what's going to happen, whether the war's over. Tell me what you think of Hamas, Palestine, Israel. We can discuss it all at 7 o'clock. It's not a problem. I watched Hellraiser till it went stupid and woke at Hellraiser 5. Yeah, it's like anything. They've done that with Jaws. Sat there watching Jaws 74. I'm like, oh no, they ruined it. YouTube police out wizard, they disrupt the feed, Bloomineck. Excuse me, did you have a opinion or a view? Shut up, geese. That's what I say. I've done all my talking for the day. 45 for the case. Happy that we'll go through with the court proceedings today, see what was said, see what was done. What we'll do probably next week, I'll probably might do it every other day. I don't know yet. Or I might still do it every day. I mean, the case is supposed to go for another week, I believe. It was the same maybe weeks, 10 to 12 days type scenario. So. And then, like I say, 7 o'clock, we're talking about Hamas. The notification, get it on because I've got the thumbnails up. Go on to the Wizard Words YouTube channel and you'll see all the live set up to get notifications on, and you'll get hopefully notified. But, I do know some people that get a notification about my live once I've already been live for an hour, which is weird. But yeah, you can call in at 7 o'clock tonight and discuss. So, is there anything you want to say about Hamas, Palestine, Israel war, whatever it may be? Join me, and you can have your say. You can come up and say whatever you want to say. Going all robotic. What? My voice? I'm gonna have to change the thing. Classic YouTube disruptive thing. That, or it's my. It can't be Wi-Fi. I've got a Wi-Fi booster now, but I'm going to the doodah for the microphone in case that's it. But anyway, Hellraiser, got to explore more. Game out later. Oh, they got a game out. Ooh, Hellraiser, Bloodlines and Judgment 2 and 3. All about that. We'll have some of that. Right, too funny. I'll set me alarm. Get me straight. Let me quiet while you continue a bit. So it's all good. But yes, and we shall be live at 4:45 for Julia Wando, and 7 o'clock. You can come up and have your say. How cool's that? So we'll do all that. Not a problem. So thank you very much. Every single chat. I'm not going to say names because there was loads of you, but all of you, every single one of you, from the Electric Doctor Slim, from the Desolate One to Fred Withrow. But it's all good. So take it easy until 4:45 when I shall return. That is the Wizard Words.